way to go.
Now you got the opportunity, and you're directing Mel Gibson. Okay, so walk me through how you're feeling here, buddy. How do you direct Jesus Christ as he's on set?
Yeah, I was so nervous to meet him because I've studied all of his film. I think no one can argue he's one of the greatest filmmakers in our living memory, Mel Gibson. So I remember my first meeting with him. I was like, man, how do I do this? This is going to be like, how do you? I'm a kid compared to this guy. He's got kids my age. How am I going to walk in and be like, yeah, I'm directing you, dude. Like, move your Oscars out of the way. Now this Disney kid's going to direct you. But you know what? Right before the meeting, I was just like, he's just a person. Don't be overly respecter of persons. Just talk to him like a person. Yeah. And you've both been I've been in this business 26 years. He's been in it a lot more, but I've been in this business a long time too. So go in and just talk and share your heart. And if he hates your heart, that's okay. But just share your heart and throw it all out there. I love that gymnast quote. It's like, throw your heart over the bar and your body will follow. Right?
Aww.
So just go all in.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a trapeze quote actually. But I did. I went all in. I threw it on. I pitched him my vision. I told him everything I was going for. And he was so freaking cool. He's like, yeah, I get it. Sounds good. And we talked about Christianity for the next hour.
I just need to talk to you about this because there's so many people in my life that I have in my dream guests, right? Forget even having him as a guest. The privilege of meeting a man that stayed so strong in his faith, directed other people that influenced.
I bet you he would do the show.
I would guarantee you I'd shit my pants.
Okay. I'm going to set it up.
I actually could place a bet.
I'm going to set it up now, and let's see how long it takes for the pants.
Dude, that would. I'll mail them to you, and I'll be like, I'll write you a note. Be like, told you, this is all your fault. but just take me for that moment, because that's a moment that I've daydreamed about. Like, what was that sweet nectar of knowledge that he gave you that you might have not grabbed from somebody else?
Honestly, his humility. I mean, I was just with him yesterday. Like, the guy pours humility. He is such a teammate. Because I've met a lot of older actors who are like legends, and I've had a lot of buddies who direct a lot of older actors who are legends. And a lot of them can be very difficult to work with. And they can direct you. If they don't like the way things are set up, they'll say move the camera. If they don't like the way they're lit, they'll make you change it. If they don't like the way their makeup's done, they won't come out of their trailer. And this was a part of a different time in Hollywood that was a very normal time. And all that was going through my head. Like, is that what I'm going to experience? And he couldn't have been more opposite. His humility, he talked to me just like a normal person. Like, he would talk about, oh yeah, you did this past movie or this past show. I was doing Braveheart and we did this or that. As if we were equal.
Yeah, just a casual, award-winning movie. Just hey, I was doing this. That's great.
Right. As if we were
so
equal.
Comforting.
So comforting. I instantly was disarmed. My anxiety was gone. I was completely disarmed, and he made me feel like an equal. And it empowered me to. He believed in me. He's like, I get it, kid. I know what you're doing. I believe in you. I knew what I was doing. There wasn't any sloppiness. I was very prepared. And I had a great team around me. These young producers, John Blandford, Dan McDonough, Mark Fasano. They had my back. But his humility, and he loved the subject matter. He hasn't done a family movie since I think Pocahontas. He hasn't done a family movie. He does.
How did you get him on the board to do the movie?
He liked that it was different, and I happened to have a friend, the guy who I met on Little Boy, one of the producers, who was having lunch with him, and I saw on his Instagram that this dude, my buddy, was having lunch with him, and so I sent my director's letter to my buddy, and I go, hey, read it to Mel, and he read it to Mel, and apparently Mel said, I'll read the script. And he read it, and he's like, yeah, this is like Goonies with teeth. And Goonies to Mel is a big deal because that's Richard Donner. Richard Donner, obviously, his whole, I'm blanking on his franchise with him and Danny Glover. Lethal Weapon. The whole Lethal Weapon franchise, Richard Donner. So Richard Donner is very meaningful to Mel. And so when Mel said to me, when his feedback from reading the script was, oh, this is like Goonies with teeth, I knew he was in because Richard Donner's a big deal to Mel, and that was his comparison. So that was a huge.
I love that you knew so much about his heart before you even met.